As we learn in our first 2 seasons of On the Money, Central New York has more than its share of startup companies working with all forms of new technologies. Some companies with ties outside of Central New York have come here to launch and grow their businesses, while others are much more local to our region. 2 friends from Christian Brothers Academy had an idea. Their goal was to show a product online using an interactive 3D approach to give consumers a far better view of the product's features. Initially, success was hard to find, but Impel applied their technology to the automotive industry, and the business took off. On the Money met with one of Impel's co-founders to check on their surprising growth and their future.
Wanted to start out maybe with just a little bit of background on you. Your partner, Devin Daly, founded Impel, but before we get there, 2 local guys, CBA grads, right?
That's right.
Off you go to college, into the corporate world, and then somebody comes up with an idea of, I guess like a software to show apparel, I think, right? Retail products online, but in more detail. Is that how this whole thing started?
That's right. Yeah, and first off, thanks for having me here, Dan. Really excited to be here with you today. And you're absolutely right. We got our start, my co-founder Devin Daly and I, in the retail sector. We had seen an early iteration of virtual reality or AR, VR, AR. Obviously, with Apple's recent announcement, AR is kind of on the tip of
this was to show products in more detail, as opposed to just a sweater of one shot.
The idea was a 360 view of any product you could imagine wanting to purchase online.
Yeah.
And started in a lot of fashion items, accessories, handbags, footwear, eyeglasses, that kind of thing. And,
all retail stuff.
All retail stuff. Yeah.
If someone came to me with the idea, I'd say that's a pretty good idea, but in reality, it didn't quite meet your expectations, correct?
No, it did not. For a lot of reasons. Mainly, fashion is seasonal, and as a result, retailers really only need to use the software a couple times a year to photograph their collections. But there is another industry that has a steady stream of inventory flowing in and out, and it's a highly considered purchase, and that is, of course, automobiles.
So somebody has this idea. Why not take this to the whole automobile sector? Spin car, boom.
And there we have it. Yeah, found product market fit, and that was about 7 or 8 years ago now. And on the back of that, automotive-centric product really kind of reoriented our whole business around automotive, exited fashion, and have since gone horizontally within auto, shipping, other various digital communications and merchandising products.
One thing I thought about though was, your customer is the dealer. You don't sell cars. You sell your product, but you sell your software to a car dealer.
That's right.
How is it they can't do this on their own? How do you get protection there?
It's, we've spent millions of dollars in R&D and have built up really, network effects with regards to, our API integrations across the ecosystem. So it's not just, our content is not just visible on a car dealer's website, it's also visible on, OEM's websites, on websites like CarGurus and Cars.com. And we've really kind of established ourselves as the standard for 360 imaging.
So how do we monetize this? You sell the software to the dealers. They pay you a one-time fee, an annual fee, a percentage of how well it works? How does it work?
Yeah, so the business model is software as a service. So our dealership customers pay us a monthly subscription fee to use various pieces of our platform.
I read recently, correct me, I hope I have the numbers right, but a short time ago, $104 million of capital from a couple of private equity hedge type funds. Michael, I'm from Jamesville, but that's a lot of money. That's a pretty good score.
Yeah, no, we're really pleased to partner up with Silversmith, and our previous investor Wavecrest also participated in the round that closed Q1 of this year. And really looked at raising that capital opportunistically. We've turned the corner on profitability. And
that begs the question though, where's all that money going? Why do you need that much? What's the need for that?
Yeah, we think there's the opportunity to consolidate and continue to acquire other companies within the auto tech landscape. We've done that twice now. I mentioned our first acquisition of Pulsar. We acquired another company out of LA called Car Labs, and think we can continue to grow inorganically.
Michael, I get accused sometimes of being a cheerleader on some of these interviews, but, I worry about things also. And I thought as I was trying to prep for this, there's a couple of, obstacles or challenges I thought of for you, one of which being the whole general field of technology. It changes so rapidly. And how do you stay current with it? And better yet, how do you stay ahead of changes in technology? Because what I'm seeing out there, that, you need to do that, right?
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned the energy level in our office. That's one of our core values. Another is curiosity. So just always, staying curious. And, if we, hear about some new technology or a customer raises some, interesting thing they saw, or, one of our, engineers, read some research paper, we're all over it. And, with regards to AI, we picked up this AI company, nearly 2 years ago before anyone knew what ChatGPT was. So, a lot of, research.
Well, but kudos to you. Was that luck, or do you know what you're doing there?
Luck is a component of everything, I think. But I think we realized that especially within dealerships, they're facing labor market shortages, just as so much of the broader retail landscape is, and we're very focused on ways we can automate jobs that frankly are tough jobs that most people don't really want to do anyways. And right. Target number one is that call center job.
Current number of employees here?
So we have just over 200.
200. How many do you need? You have openings?
We are hiring fast. I think that's our biggest challenge, is just keeping up with our growth rate and continuing to hire to support
everyone I've talked to on the first 2 seasons of this show, when we talk about the need for employees, same thing. We've got, I'm making this up, but we've got 10 openings we can't fill. We've got 25 openings we can't fill. How are you going to find the people?
Through doing things like this and creating more visibility for the business, but ultimately it's a great problem to have, and any growing business faces the same challenge, and it's a fun one.
We mentioned at the beginning you and your partner are local. I think most of these folks out here are local. Let's be honest, you could take this anywhere in the country, but why stay in Central New York?
This is our home. We think there's no better place to do business than here in Central New York. We think culturally the values of Central New York are unique and second to none.
Mm-hmm. Michael, 2-3 years from now, what am I going to hear? What am I going to read about Impel?
2 or 3 years from now, hopefully we've got virtually every auto retailer in the U.S. using our products, more offices overseas, probably a little bit more investment, some more acquisitions, and ultimately, hopefully, you'll hear that we have a much easier environment to fall in love with your next car.
$50 million in revenue in 2022?
That's right.
And you want to triple that by 2026? Too lofty?
If not a little sooner than 2026. Yeah, we're tracking that way.
Well, listen, we wish you luck with that, success, and really enjoyed our time today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dan.
Appreciate it.
Great.
Okay, thank you.